What is up, guys? Got a little bit different video for you today. I'm going to show you this vintage apartment that I built into the corner of my shop here. A lot of you, if you follow me on social media, you've probably seen pictures over the last year or two as I built it, but I finally got to the point thought it's worth doing a video on, and I think a lot of you guys will enjoy checking it out. So just give you a quick rundown on it. About 2 years ago, I walled in the corner of this shop here just to use it as storage. This was packed full of tools and engines and car parts, just stuff I didn't want in the shop. But as I started hanging signs on it and doing different things, it just kind of snowballed. It was too cool just for storage, so it ended up a vintage apartment, which we actually do use. Amanda and I will come out here on the weekends and hang out, watch movies, play Nintendo, and it's just a cool spot. I think a lot of you guys will enjoy checking it out. So yeah, quick rundown. This was 14 by 10, so it's not huge, but as you'll see, I think I utilized the space really good. There's a lot going on in this small area. So yeah, just built it out of some old rusty barn metal that I helped tear down. Been hanging signs, all my junk all over it. Recently emptied this out. This was full of old engines and transmissions, so emptied it out. We built a little RC garage in the bottom here. We'll get back to that. We'll end with that. We'll do the inside first, but just give you a quick look on the outside there. I try to keep all my metal and porcelain signs over here. All my light up signs are on the walls because there's outlets on the walls. So yeah, just plastered it with signs, used it for storage for a couple years, but it just got too cool just to use it for storage. And up front here, we got some cool things. Got this old Ohio license plate mailbox, and of course you got to have some mail in it, and a little female dad joke. Yeah, just more signs. This one's pretty cool because my brother had bought an old building here in town, and we are tearing up some floors, and we found this under the floor. They'd use it to patch a hole probably 100 years ago. So I really like that sign. It's probably one of the oldest ones I have. That Goodyear sign is a really good one, probably the best sign that I have. If you watch my videos, you've seen this guy, right? And somebody thought it'd be funny to put a steel wool bush on him. It was me. I thought that'd be funny. So that's that. That one's a pretty cool one. Only because I found that in an old junkyard on the door of a wrecker, and it's local. Found it right in Canton, Ohio here. So it's a local one. I really like that sign. And the rest is just stuff I've picked up here and there. So yeah, that's what's going on the outside. And as you walk in, first thing is the kitchen. And this area is only 6 by 10, but it's got everything we need. And I am pretty meticulous about what I put in here. I wanted everything to just really fit the feel of everything. It had to have the right look. So little kitchen, we'll spend more time on that as we make our way down. But then you walk up the stairs into the living room here. And this area is only 8 by 10. So again, not huge, but we got everything we need in here. Spent a lot of time finding the right stuff. Tiny little couch, actually pulls out into a bed. I'll show you guys that. Floor model TV that I gutted, put a flat screen in. That way I could cut it real thin, slide it into the corner. So we saved a ton of room doing stuff like that all over. Gave us room to pull the couch out. But yeah, living room. We'll go more in depth in a second here on it. Then this used to be all useless attic space that I cut the ceiling out, put the stairs in, and reinforced all the trusses we cathedraled the ceilings. Try not to get banned on YouTube, but if your eyes make it up there, you see what's going on. But yeah, this used to all just be useless attic space. Looked a lot like this. And eventually the rest of that is going to look like this. But yeah, just opened it up, made it some useful space up here. Made a bedroom. Filled it full of old junk. Man, there's a lot of titties in this video. It's going to be hard to hide them. But yeah, so this is what we got so far. Eventually, this wall is just temporary. I am going to open it up more and keep adding rooms to this. But this is what we got for now. So I guess just give you guys a little more in-depth video walk around of everything. So this room is 10 by 16. We got a sweet race car bed that I lucked out and found on Marketplace. Guy in Akron had it, went and picked it up. He built this thing for his son in 1983. He'd bought the blueprints out of like a Popular Mechanic magazine. He built this himself. His son used it as a kid, and it had been storage. And I lucked out, grabbed it. It worked perfect for up here. Shag carpet, whatever. I don't think that's actually shag, but old carpet. I dug out of a house I was helping remodel, because it's actually really hard to find these days. This carpet, I went and cut out of an abandoned house that was being torn down. So everything in here I've like salvaged or made my own. Yeah, same with the metal here. Another barn I helped tear down. Then what's of note on the shelf here? A lot of cool little random things. Of course, you got to have the Daisy Red Ryder with the matching vintage Arrowhead BBs. Knocked over our Evel Knievel card. Yeah, just a lot of random junk that I thought looked at home, fit the feel we were going for. Everywhere you look in here, you're going to find vintage magazines that I can't show you. VHS collection over here, which I've probably bought a couple thousand VHS since I started this, and these have been all the ones I wanted to save. All the good ones. Super cool sign. My buddy Adam pinstriped. But yeah, just all the good VHS make their way out here. The rest I stash away. But that's the VHS collection. We got a couple of the rewinders. Corvette's also a rewinder. And of course, you got to have Nintendo, Duck Hunt, Mario's the only things worth having. Old video camera for anything you want a video camera. You got to have the tube TV. And then I'll give you a warning. This is like going behind the bead curtain back in the day at the video store, so you've been warned. We keep a few things in there that people have given me because they thought it was funny, and I do not disagree. This chair I found on the side of the road, dug it out of the trash. I washed it up really good because it's probably still disgusting, but I did the best I could with it, and I like it up here. The old cuck chair. And of course, you got to have a cool old radio in your vintage apartment. Best record ever made there. This is pretty cool. Look at this. Instead of a Walkman, it's a Watchman. I didn't know that was a thing till I found that one. Got another little TV there. Got this ID that I found in the Chevette when I bought it and tore it apart. I thought it was pretty cool, so just set it up here. But yeah. You always got to have vintage radio. These ones are super cool. Realistic Mach 1s, which I didn't know too much about them. But I found them at a flea market, picked them up, and apparently these things are water cooled and pretty desirable. And they actually sound really good. So got those cleaned up, put them in here. I think they look right at home with everything. I still want to find a matching record player for all this, but that's what we got going on for now. Little dinette set. Just place to sit down, eat, do whatever. And this actually had some leaves on it, which I tore apart and made into a shelf for the vacuum for our sweet carpet. We'll show you guys that as we make our way down. Bar stools, I just cut the bottom half off of. Just to make everything super compact and fit in here because we're working with limited space. But I think that's pretty good. Walk around of up here. What else we got? That shirt, that means a lot to me. That belonged to my buddy Jared, who passed away, so it was cool. Was able to incorporate that into the room. Yeah, but this is the bedroom. I just tried to be super detailed and make it what I thought a 1970s teenage bedroom would look like. What we got over here? That's pretty sweet, right? The Golden Girls puzzle I found at Goodwill. I just thought it was funny to hang it above the gun rack for some reason. But yeah, here's the vacuum cleaner I found for the place. And check out all that freaking chrome and emblems. And it's got a retractable power cord. Like, that thing is freaking pimp. That is way cooler than anything you buy at Walmart these days. So yeah, this is the upstairs. This is where we usually hang out the most, play a bunch of duck hunt. Good time. And here, you guys want to, let me set the mood for you. Alright, so that is the upstairs. Make our way back down. Give you guys a rundown of the living room here. And like I said, really small spot. People are always surprised how small it is and how much I've shoved in here, because it is only 8 by 10. Like I said, that couch, I searched forever for a tiny little pull out. That thing is only 4 foot wide. If you could see it in person, it is just tiny. It worked out perfect. We got Sid's ugly chair. Sid's my dog. I think a lot of you guys know that. And he refuses to get rid of this thing. And it's the ugliest chair in the world, so I love it. Works out good here. I've been collecting blankets. I'm kind of obsessed with old lady blankets now. Let me show you guys, in case you don't believe me. This is the point in the video everybody stops watching, but gotta show you my blankets. Look at this. I love them. And like I said, I am eventually going to open up the attic more, keep adding rooms, so I've been collecting a bunch of junk to do all that. More junk than I need. Like, how many of them VHS holders could I possibly need? You guys just want to look around up here real quick? The next room I want to do is like a hunting cabin type feel. So this is my hunting cabin collection of junk that I'm eventually going to use. All my old lamps and fans. Super cool VCRs that a crackhead on Marketplace ripped me off on. They don't work, they're junk, but they look cool. So then yeah, I've just been collecting speakers and radios and amps and TVs and stuff to do more of this silliness. Bunch of VHS that didn't make the cut. This is all Playboys and old other magazines I eventually want to put on display somewhere, but just a lot of junk up here. All right, you guys are still watching, right? Hopefully this didn't lose everybody. We got a lot of junk, and we're going to build more rooms with all this junk at some point. And this is our vintage bedroom. And back to the vintage living room. Where were we at? Sid's ugly chair, tiny couch, Dorito TV, then just a bunch of stuff that I've picked up here and there. I've been collecting a lot of those Snap-on clocks, just stuff like that. This is pretty sweet. Just picked up, I found this in a scrap pile, this old oil lamp, and just got done restoring it. Had to clean it all up, restring it, new pump, rewired it. But I was super excited to find one because they are not cheap anymore. So we got that going on. This is actually a Hubner Chevrolet shirt, a dealership I used to work at, that I had my old shirt hung up, and then hopped on Marketplace one day and I actually found a vintage Hubner hat to go with it with a square body on it. So that's pretty sweet. Other than that, just a bunch of junk I've collected. This carpet came from the same house as the stuff upstairs. Same thing, you always got to have the old shop radio. That one sounds freaking horrible, but it lights up cool. Alright, what else? Oh, this is pretty sweet. I found this in an abandoned house. You guys know I explore a lot of abandoned places. I never take anything unless it's absolute trash, like somebody's piece of paper drawing. So I brought it home, framed it, just because I thought it was funny. Got more VHS down here. This is where I keep all, you guys remember like all the old monster truck and stunt videos and stuff? I've been collecting those. All the wrecks and all that stuff. So that's where all of it ends up. Kind of keep it separate from the other ones. Police scanner. I do turn it on sometimes, but not a whole lot going on around here. Bunch of old CBs. Just random stuff I thought would look cool in here. Just kind of plastered the place. These old Volkswagen signs are sweet. I got these at work one day, hauled a Volkswagen for an old man, and he was clearing out his shop. We got to talking, and he gave me those, so I really like having those in my shop just because I have a little bit of a memory attached to them. Of course, my first dog ever, Sprocket. He's the one who started all the pit bull rescues we do, and Spud. So I like having those in the shop. And frickin' Amanda, I like having her in the shop and her pictures. So yeah, same thing up down here. You guys can take a peek at the ceiling. I'm not going to focus on it. Guys trying to get me in trouble. Oh, these are cool. I put these here just because I thought they were freaking funny. Look at this stuff. Yeah, dude. So I just pick up stupid stuff like this that probably only I think is funny, and I just like fill my garage with it. Anything else cool down there? Some old magazines. Like I said, I try to be very particular about what I put in here. Even like the beer cans, nudie cards, everything has to be kind of period correct and feel like it belongs in here. So yeah, we hang out down here too. Watch a lot of movies. Look at that. That's pretty good. Found that in somebody's trash one day. I'll make sure I'm not missing anything that you guys might want to see. Oh, that's cool, right? I have like, because I'm a hoarder, I think I have 5 or 6 of these at this point. Alright, I don't think I'm missing anything that I need to spend any more time on. Then make our way down into the kitchen. Like I said, it's a tiny little area, but it's got everything we need. We got our sink, stove, toaster oven for your Hot Pockets with a toaster on top. I don't know if that's a common thing. I like that for some reason, so I picked this one up. Just a shelf, keep random little old things on. This board's funny. I like this board just because this came from my buddy Chad, who's probably one of my oldest friends, and he moved to Florida and abandoned me. But yeah, that's Chad. That's Chad right there. What's he doing in that picture? I think that's an S10 blower box that he's cutting up for probably a truck we were bagging or something. Or maybe that Blazer, because check out that old school. That's Chad. I was working with limited letters, but it's all true, so it worked out. So yeah, this is the kitchen. Where was I at? Yeah, so we got sink, stove. Look at this frickin' microwave I picked up. It's frickin' perfect. And this is my favorite part. It has got a Rolodex. Tell you how long to cook everything. Look at the stuff you can cook in this thing. Let me get back. All right, you want to cook meats in here? What do you want to cook? You want to cook lobster tails? That is 11 to 13 minutes. Pork chops, 21 minutes. You want to cook a 1.5 pound steak? It's going to be 24 minutes in this bad boy. And it's got a super sweet dingy bell. We'll leave that run so you guys can hear it. Then, like I said, I'm really particular about what I want in here. So I spend a lot of time tracking down a popcorn maker. It had to have the yellow bowl top on it. Like, that was the only thing that would do in here. Same with the blender. It had to be like the perfect blender. So I spent a lot of time tracking all this stuff down. Little vacuum that I use on the carpet here. So freaking good. And refrigerator. It's not plugged in, not in use right now. But eventually it will be. So just been collecting stuff in there. There's something cool in here. These are all just old beer cans, but this one my buddy gave me. It is a Rancid beer, so that one's pretty sweet. But that's the only thing going on in the refrigerator. Eventually I will put it to use. And just more random junk. That frickin' rug's pretty sweet, right? Found that on Goodwill. Lucked out. I don't think I lucked out. I just don't think anybody else wanted it. This cabinet I recently picked up. I repainted it. But when I took this drawer out, I found all these super cool old knives tucked behind it. They need cleaned up, but these are going to stay in here. These are going to be our freaking kitchen knives for in here. It's cool that they've probably been in this cabinet for the last 60 years. So they're going to stay in there. Fill that up with everything else we're going to need. There's something else. Oh, this foam. I searched for a while for a foam. It had to have this frickin' stretched out cord that we could make a frickin' long distance phone call from the other room in, because I just remember as a kid, my Uncle Ray in his single wide trailer, I swear his phone cord, he'd talk on the phone all day just pacing back and forth. That phone cord would reach from one end of the frickin' trailer to the other. So that was mandatory when I was looking for, look at that. Looking for a phone for in here. It had to remind me of my Uncle Ray, so it took a while to find just the right foam, but that's freaking perfect, right? So yeah, that is the kitchen. This is the old tool room. It is now empty. Eventually, I'm going to add rooms onto that too. I'd show you right now, but it is a complete disaster. What else? This is kind of cool. Just a little garage that I made out of an old cooler. Just collecting dust now, but yeah, so this place is just full of stupid stuff like that. So that's our kitchen. And last but not least is the newest addition. Little mini garage we put under here. It's pretty much useless, but it's kind of cool and it's good storage. I was storing engines in here. Now I'm just storing RCs, so no wasted space. And this is only 8 by 10 also, so it's a small area. Like I said, just packed it full of RCs. We got the drift cart that we made on the channel here. Those videos did not get the views that should have, so if you guys want to check that out, you should go find them videos, because that thing's pretty sweet. Give you guys a quick rundown of some RCs. Maybe we'll do a full in-depth RC video at some point. I've said that before and I've just never done it. We got this little model of the shop my buddy Alex made us. How crazy is it that we are in this shop, in this shop, in this shop? It's like a glitch in the Matrix. But yeah, we got a bunch of lowrider Hot Wheels that I have managed to somehow not destroy since being a kid. Saved all those. I've been hanging up Hot Wheels on the ceiling. People like to come up to me at car shows and stuff and give me Hot Wheels. So I've just been hanging them up there. I got another couple boxes. Want to keep it going. But that's where all those end up at. This is kind of cool. Limited edition here. Little zip tie tumbler. Has Amanda on it. These were made for a like a fundraiser we were doing for a buddy. A bunch of them got raffled off, but I kept one for myself. So that's kind of cool. And RCs, we got the Red Cat 64, an OFNA buggy. I don't remember the model of that one. Got the Duratrax 450 dirt bike. I used it once. Ripped the back fender off. That thing is cooler to look at than it is to use. Got a Traxxas Fortec. That is an OFNA J10 drift chassis, I believe. And a couple rows of the crawlers. Mostly axial. Got Wraith, Deadbolt, SEX 10, another Wraith, XR10, that is a SEX 10, got twin hammers, and Exoterra. Then that is RC four-wheel drive Trailfinder 2, and this is actually a replica of my real Toyota, because I'm that nerdy. So that's what we got going on there. Underneath, got the Losi 5th scale Desert buggy, 4-wheel drive slash, 2-wheel drive slash. Got the E-Revo, Mini Revo, Max, and a Mini Max. A little toolbox that I keep just extra RC parts and everything in. This is kind of cool. This is that's actually an NOS Axial XR10 crawler, just like that one, but brand new, untouched. Those things are super hard to find, so I have that one stashed away. And oh, we got old school mini truck parts, a bunch of caddy lights, chargers, soldering gun, all that good stuff, batteries, just a bunch of RC stuff. Up top, these are all SCX 24 base crawlers. That's a bone stock one. Then we got a 3D printed comp crawler, and I forget what chassis that one is. It's the newest one I just put together, but just a couple 24 scale crawlers. That shelf there I use for just a bunch of die casts that I've cut apart and slam stuff on the ground. Same as over there. I actually built 1 or 2 of those on the channel, I think, a long time ago. So there's a video of a few of those being made. This is a plaque from when Volkswagen Caddy I was building was in construction zone years ago. This thing had been collecting dust under a workbench, but it was shot by Phil Gordon, who recently passed away. And I was lucky enough to hang out with him at some shows and get to know him a little bit. So once he passed, I dug this out, cleaned it up. It didn't mean anything to me before, but I like to have it out now. So that's the story on that. My buddy Justin down in Tennessee made me this. This is pretty freaking good, right? That is a replica of the Trailer Park Boys. Whenever they spray painted that for Cyrus on the side of the trailer. It's an exact replica. It's pretty good. Justin also made me these skulls in this little guy that I'm going to drill and make some shift knobs or something out of at some point. So that's what we got going on in this silly little garage. Got some, I don't remember what axles these are. I think they're RC 4-wheel drive somethings. D44 axles maybe? Any RC guys? Does that sound right? It's been a long time since I bought those. Just a pile of extra wheels and tires. Just some old boxes. I thought they looked cool, so I jammed them full of extra RC parts. There's bodies and tires and all kinds of stuff in there. I have a pretty big collection of helmets, but I was only able to squeeze a few of them in here. Just kind of fill the space. This is my latest one. This thing's pretty freaking cool. This guy. I was told it was a Kawasaki team helmet. I don't know if that's legit or not, but I just liked it, and that is going to be the dirt track helmet for the Datsun this summer. And there's that little kid on the Hot Wheels box who looks like me. But that's what we got going on there. You guys should go check out these drift cart videos, because that thing came out pretty sweet. Nobody watched it. So that's our little garage inside of our little apartment inside of our garage. Anything else? Let's do another quick walkthrough, see if we missed anything worth showing you guys. Under the steps there, I just keep a bunch of old vintage thermoses and grills and stuff. You guys seen that? That Genesee beer can is a cooler. That thing's kind of cool. Just been collecting a bunch of vintage stuff for the kitchen. Nothing spectacular. cook Hot Pockets. What else do you need? Refrigerator, we'll get it working at some point. Alright, I'll pull this couch out and show you guys before we're done because it's kind of cool. Other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot I need to talk about in here. One more look upstairs. All right, so yeah, I think you guys have seen enough. Just thought you guys would like checking this out. Water-cooled speakers, who knew that was a thing back in the day? This velvet painting of this Denside sleeper cowboy car. That thing's kind of cool. Same with that. That is velvet. I do want to find one of them velvet paintings of the girls with their titties out. Haven't found one yet. Got a lava lamp. Not quite flowing yet. There goes a little guy. This alarm clock, it's not plugged in, but it's pretty sweet because it projects a light out of the top and onto the ceiling, so you have the analog clock, or it shines the time up onto the ceiling. So when you're laying in bed, the time's on the ceiling for you. That's kind of sweet. We don't make cool stuff like that anymore. But all right. If I wasted enough of your time, you guys see everything you want to see. All right, but maybe whenever I get to doing the attic, I should have filmed all this. Maybe some people would have enjoyed watching this being built, but I didn't. I don't know what to tell you, but maybe when I start building the next room, if you guys want to see it, comment, and maybe I'll make a video as I continue on this little apartment we got going on. All right, so that's it. Here, I'm gonna get this couch pulled out, show you guys how cool this thing is. All right, so check that out. Tell me you don't want to lay down, take a nap in this place. Like, freaking perfect, right? And there's another thing I want to show you. I found this picture in an abandoned house also, and I brought it home and framed it because I thought they were like freaking swingers or something, but it turns out they're just like some church people who ripped off a bunch of people for some millions of dollars, like a lot of church people seem to do. All right, but that's pretty good, right? That couch could talk. I bet it's got some stories. I know it's got some stories. All right. I think I'm just wasting your time at this point. You guys seen everything. This crock pot, you haven't seen this crock pot. Look how freaking good it is. Look at that, like, fucking decal on that thing. All right, now I think you've seen everything, right? So that's it. That is my little vintage apartment. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this weird video. I think it's cool. I think some of you guys will enjoy checking it out. It's everything. We will be back on the Datsun soon. You guys also slept on this turbo video. Like freaking nobody watched it. But it's pretty good. Go check that out too. We'll be back on this truck soon. All right. So that's what I've been up to. That's my little apartment. All right. We'll see you guys later.
his hand like that, we can't play without him.
Yeah, well, look, Marvin, you gotta play. See, that's for the kids for the first time on the dance floor. And if there's no music, they can't dance. If they can't dance, they can't kiss. If they can't kiss, they can't fall in love and have history.
Hey, man.
Slide.